Sit the fuck back and put your headphones on, because the Two Best Podcast about to be on. I said it's Two Best Podcast, yeah. Two Best Podcast, bitch.
You can't catch a bat with a pot, moron. No! I got an idea, okay? I'll open the fridge. You hit the lights. Bats are attracted to light.
That's moths, you dumbass, not bats.
Oh, yeah.
He is on his way to his bedroom, so I think we're good to go.
Oh, perfect. Can you follow him in the bedroom?
Yeah, I can do that, totally.
Can you crouch over him and keep talking to me while you do it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Two Bats Podcast. What's going on, brother?
Not a whole lot, just working on some sweet designs right now.
I like that. I want to ask you some questions.
Go right ahead.
What got you into tattooing?
I started drawing a lot around 2011, 2012, and then kind of got a specific style going, and a lot of my friends would consistently say, "Oh, can you draw tattoos for me? Can you draw a tattoo for me?" So I was doing that a lot. A lot of people were saying, "Well, your work would transfer over really well," and I was always really hesitant. It was kind of like a scary thought, because working with skin, it's permanent and it's other people, and if you fuck up, you're done. Like it's not. I don't know. For me, it was always really scary, and so it took me a really long time to actually get the balls to just do it.
Right.
And I just started doing it one day.
I love it. When did you get your first tattoo?
When did I get my first tattoo?
Yeah.
I was 21 years old. It's
Okay.
kind of weird to wait that long, but
Dude, I didn't get mine until I was in my 30s.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
So, I don't feel too bad. I don't feel as lame as you.
Perfect.
So, yeah, it was this big piece on my right arm, and I drew it, and I was so stoked on it. And when I did it, I was really, really happy with it. And it's a good tattoo. Like, it's really good tattoo work.
Right.
But it's not like anything that I would ever get now.
Right.
Like, completely different than something I would choose now.
Why is it
and it's cool, but
not something you would do now?
To me, it's a little cheesy.
How come?
It's a rattlesnake wrapped around a guitar, and it's got like a banner with music notes. Like, it's cool, but I don't know. It's a little bit cheesy to me.
It sounds like a tattoo you should have if you're planning to be selling essential oils. I like that about you.
Like, I guess I'm a pretty cheesy guy, so, it kind of fits.
You're like that hot pepper jack cheese. That's what I like to buy at Whole Foods Market and put on my sandwiches.
I mean, that's not the worst cheese to be compared to.
How did you learn what you know now about tattooing?
Well, I mean, I learned a lot of different things, a lot of different ways. At first, it was strictly trial and error, and I did it on myself a lot of times. And so just kind of by messing up over and over on my legs,
right,
kind of helped me figure out the right way to do it. And then also going through an apprenticeship at a shop. That was probably the most insightful and the most informative and the most helpful, because, I didn't learn a huge amount specifically from my mentor. I did learn things that were definitely helpful, but I was able to learn a whole lot from the other tattooers in the shop. And so they really helped kind of guide me, and getting tattooed is a huge one too. So if you're interested in getting tattooed or tattooing, get tattooed a bunch and watch closely what your tattooer is doing, and you'll learn a lot.
What tattoo artists do you like?
Oh God, I mean, like 1,000 of them. There are a lot of really good tattooists. Like, I mean, one that I really follow hardcore right now is CJ. It's XCJX, I think, something like that. Tattooer. He's at he's at Love Letters Tattoo in LA, and he's just wild, crazy, stippled black work. Definitely get a lot of inspiration from him. But I mean, it just depends like on the style of tattooing. There's so many different artists that are so incredible.
You do that stippling.
I do quite a bit. I'm not anywhere near as talented as the guy I mentioned, but I'm progressing, you know.
You also like sacred geometry.
I do a lot of that.
Tell me about
there's
that.
Definitely a lot of artists about sacred geometry specifically.
Yeah. How'd you get into that? What do you like about it?
Well, for like a year and a half, I went like hardcore hippie.
Yes.
And just got real into spiritualism when I kind of broke away from organized religion. And I was kind of trying to fill that void, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you're attached to something like that for so long, you kind of feel like there should be something that is right, as opposed to just not believing in anything.
Right.
And so I kind of like started searching, and the only thing that really made a lot of sense to me was like spirituality through nature and mathematics, and that started like definitely like resonated with me and kind of helped me with my art a lot too, because it's really crazy because all these different ancient civilizations use these same exact symbols or very, very similar symbols that have the same geometry behind them. And it's really crazy because in science, we're using a lot of the same symbols and geometric shapes. And like, take, for instance, the symbol of the flower of life, which is 7 overlapping circles, like 7 times over. So it's this giant grid of circles that makes this flower pattern. Used in ancient civilizations, artwork, and like all over the world, civilizations that never had any contact with each other at all, ever. And they use the same symbols. Now, those symbols break down if you were to map all of the connecting points, create something in I guess Judaism they call the Merkaba, or the Metatron's cube, which is essentially a vehicle or a vessel that Metatron, the scribe of God, used to travel from the earthly realm to the heavens, and he ascended into the heavens using that, and he was like the only man to ever be able to become an angel or enlightened and go to that realm without dying, which was really crazy. And also that symbol from the flower of life creates the same 5 shapes that make up the atomic structure of every single element known to man. So like there's a lot of really weird scientific correlations to these shapes that were used thousands of years ago. And like that's just brushing the surface. And I don't want to bore you to death or confuse the shit out of you, so I'm going to stop now. But like it really goes way deeper into it.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Don't stop, baby. Are you a big Tool fan?
Of course. And they use a lot of that. They use the Fibonacci sequence to create one of their entire albums. Alex Gray did a lot of their artwork. He used a lot of sacred geometry and stuff that he's seen through DMT trips and stuff like that. But definitely big fan.
Fuck yeah. You talked a little bit about working in a shop. I want to ask you, what was your experience working in a shop really like? And I want you to be as candid as possible without calling out names unless you want to, because I don't give a fuck.
Okay. I'm not going to call any names out just because, like, I don't have any bad blood but it definitely wasn't my favorite experience. There was a lot that I took away from it. I got to learn how a shop works, how to run a shop and how not to run a shop. If I ever decide to do so, and to kind of be able to see what kind of environment I'm walking into if I decide to work at a shop in the future. There's a lot of cool people at the shop I was at, and I learned a whole lot and made some really good friends. And it was a cool experience for the most part. Going through an apprenticeship is not always the most fun thing you'll do in your entire life. Probably one of the least fun things that you'll do in your entire life if you decide to do so. It's kind of like, fraternity hazing, but on a whole different level, because a lot of tattooers have this specific attitude about themselves. It's difficult because of the type of person that I am, and I feel that a lot of tattooers are the same type of person because they don't want a 9-to-5, and they don't want to deal with a boss, and they don't want to deal with bullshit. And you go into a shop and go through an apprenticeship, and that's all you deal with. You deal with a boss, you deal with doing all of these daily routine and chores and bullshit that you have to do for everybody else. And that's just a part of the thing, and it's a part of the process, it's a part of tradition. And I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but I understand why it happens. I mean, it was definitely an experience, and I wouldn't go back and not do it. So I'm pretty happy with what I took away from it. I mean, I wouldn't go back to the same shop. No.
Would you ever work in a shop again, or do you like where you're at now?
If I felt the right vibe and energy from the people, definitely. Like, I think that would be a really cool thing to find people similar to me and my style and my overall vibe. And if we connected and it felt right, yeah, definitely I'd work in a shop again. But I do like working out of the studio. It's nice. I set my own hours. I do it when I want to, and I don't have to answer to anyone but myself.
What's your favorite tattoo you've ever done?
That's really tough because, like, I don't know. That's a really tough question because I've done a lot of tattoos that I really enjoyed doing. And there are tattoos that I really enjoyed doing because of the piece itself. There are tattoos that I really enjoyed doing because of the experience and like who I did it on. And it really varies. One of my all-time favorites, though, is I did this hairless cat on my friend's stomach, and watching him cry was a really exciting experience for me.
I feel like I heard about that from somebody.
No, I really like how that tattoo turned out. It was a great tattoo, and the fact that you stuck through it all the way until the very, very end, which I don't even know if I would have been able to do. And the outcome too, after it healed. And I was just like so worried that it wasn't going to come out exactly how I drew it, and I really wanted it to, and I felt like that was going to be one of the pieces that was going to help kind of like bridge that gap from where I was and where I wanted to be, and I definitely felt like it did that. So
I love that tattoo, and I'm glad that through my pain and suffering I could help you achieve a new level of success.
I appreciate that. Thanks for the XP points, man.
Of course. I would describe you as a guy who's down for anything, who's just ready to try new things. On this episode, we're going to try this segment that I'm calling the rapid fire round.
I like that.
Thanks.
Sounds familiar. Rapid fire.
Yeah. It might turn into a house fire or a dumpster fire.
I like that. As long as it's not my house.
Same. Someone else's house.
It'd be yours. Yeah, I like that.
Me too. I can think of a few people.
Oh, me too. That'd be fun. I don't necessarily want them to be in the home, but, you know.
Right.
When they come back, I'd be like, oh shit. Well,
It depends on the person.
so it really does sometimes.
I like how we're
You're like,
making
well, maybe
plans
I could-
right now on the podcast, live on the air.
Oh, are we live on the air? Is this a live thing?
No.
Oh, you can edit this. Right?
Okay, here we go. Tacos or burritos?
Okay. Well, that's the hardest question I've ever been asked. It really depends. I mean, now that I don't eat meat, burritos, but the simplicity and magic of a taco is hard to surpass. So before tacos, now burritos, I guess.
Where do you like to get your burritos?
Well, there's a few places. I would specifically go to certain trucks because of the type of meats that they had and the way they prepared them. Now I don't do that anymore. So it's a lot less of a strenuous activity, like finding the right taco or burrito place. Just because like everybody's pretty good at rice and beans. You know, I'd like to find somewhere that has like the best beans, but I mean, I wouldn't know at this point in time.
I like your diet.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I think that you're a fit boy.
I'm working on it.
I like your body. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Melvin's or High on Fire?
I'm not super quick at this answering.
That's okay. It's like a slow fire round, but I like
depends on
the
mood.
pace we're going right now. I like it a lot. It feels good.
It does. It feels right. I mean, Melvin's and High on Fire. Those both two incredibly amazing bands, and it just depends on like my mood. But they're both fairly aggressive and high energy, and it's tough. I mean, probably Melvin's. I have to go with Melvin's.
Oh my God, you're a man after my own heart. Hereditary or A Quiet Place?
No, I enjoyed both of these movies quite a bit. I did like the design of the monsters and like that whole creation of the monsters in A Quiet Place. Very cool concept. The whole no eyes and just giant ears. That was really cool. But Hereditary, definitely, without a question.
Would you say that you enjoyed Hereditary?
That was a terrible pun, but yes, absolutely.
Flowers or skulls?
I've got quite a few of both on my body, but probably skulls. I like flowers a lot, but skulls are pretty awesome and dark, and I like that. Yeah, skulls. Put some flowers around my skulls, though. That'd be cool.
Do you think I should get a skull tattoo with some flowers around it on my hand, on the back of my hand?
That'd look pretty sweet. That'd look real sweet.
Man, I think so too. Cold brew or hot and black inside of you?
You see, that's a tough one too. I really like the high caffeine content of cold brew, and on a summer day, it is a fantastic option. But today, I actually had some hot coffee. I didn't have it black. I had a macchiato.
Nice.
I'll be honest, but it depends on the weather for me. Like if I'm hot at all, it's going to be a cold drink. It's going to be a cold brew. And if there's a cloud in the sky and it's like below 70, I'm going to get a hot drink. So it really varies.
You're just a fan of that good caffeine.
Oh yeah, I love the coffee. I love it.
Okay, sir. That felt really nice. I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for you to plug all of your shit.
Okay. Well, my name's Michael Aaron Smith. You can find me on Instagram. Mas, M-A-S dot tattoos is my IG handle. You can find my work on there. You can contact me on there. And, check out my stuff. And if you like it, hit me up. If you don't, leave me the fuck alone, I guess. How that
That's
worked? Did you like it?
I did like it.
Was it all right?
I loved it.
I don't like my own voice. So,
Your voice
I'll
sounds
probably
great.
listen to the podcast portion without me.
Yes. You mean just my voice?
Just yours. I'll cut. If you could do an audio edit for me without my voice at all,
I
just
like
for
that.
my own personal listening. But I'll definitely play it like a million times.
Fuck me.
Let's take it from the top.
You don't want that one? That one doesn't work?
I mean,